We're going to talk a little bit about the refreshness of every morning when we awake. And that's it. Plain and simple. We're going to get comfortable here because this should take about 30 minutes, 33 minutes. Very beautiful. Align the instrument. I love to talk about this because this is something that benefits every single one of us because we are an instrument. Just like a musician, right? Before he goes out to play on stage, tunes his instrument. We are that same. We tune our instrument to go out into the world. And I love how here this is based out of Michael Bernard Beckwith from Agape. Touch eternity. Listen to that. Touch eternity before you touch the world. What does that mean, Michael? Touch eternity is preparing ourselves, preparing this vessel to go out to the world of conditions, but coming from a place of alignment. First, we align the instrument. Once again, a musician never walks on stage, right, with an untuned instrument. No, we are the instrument of spirit. And with this instrument tuned up, when we go out into the world, we are prepared to create what we're going to create, whether it is through our work, through other, whatever we do. We're prepared. Before we meet the day, before we meet its people, its opinions, its news, we sit and have an encounter with the real nature. This is not a luxury. It is fundamental of existence. Meets the eternal first, then go out into the world. I love this. Tune the instrument before we play. We prepare the vessel, and it just takes a few seconds. Doesn't even take a lot of moments. As we do this, we're ready to play. Ready to go out there. The diagnosed. Remember, we can understand and attend the symptoms, or we can go right to the root cause. Most of us, we might be sleepwalking, daydreaming, or we're awake. Most people rush straight into the world of appearances, the world of effects, conditions, circumstances, events, and let those external conditions shape who they are. The outer world is a stimulation in time and space. Condensed thoughts, opinions, and points of views harden into what looks like reality. To absorb it without question is to sleepwalk. Questioning more than ever in this time and space, we start realizing, how are we living? How are we being? What are we doing? And is it what we're doing, aligned to our meaning in life, to our purpose? This is very important for me to share because I am a reporter in life that's witnessed, that's experiencing its own transition of how I want to continue to live here from now on without distractions. Now, I'm aware that distractions will come and want my attention, and that's okay. Sometimes I even give in. But to be aware when I'm giving in and to be aware when I'm not, that's the good thing. That's a good thing for me. The world of effects is a rerun. Everything that happens in the world of appearances has already happened. So why relive it through someone else's perception? Listen to that. Think about it just a little bit. Just think about it. It's a rerun. Everything's always happening as a rerun. So sometimes I place the same worries for things that are always happening. So let me not partake on this and be deliberate in my actions, in my being, and live a healthy lifestyle. This is what it's all about. A healthy lifestyle. To live with subtle joy, not just an automatic, not just I have to do this because of this. We are only getting bolder and stronger. Therefore, we can live now. Today's Monday. We can live this Monday like the most beautiful moment of our lives. We don't have to wait for any other day to enjoy ourselves. We can enjoy ourselves with what we're doing now. With the choices we're making now, we can enjoy ourselves. And if we don't want to do what we're doing, we can change that. There's many ways to live this life. It says here, the news reels runs the past and over, opinions, moods, old opinions cascade into the world and replay on a loop. Live from it, and you relive what is already dead. The new Spirit says, behold, I make all things new. You carry the faculty to think independent of the past, to begin again from nothing but an idea, as creation itself began. What does that mean, Rojo Gonzalez? Well, to me it means if we awake in this moment, again, we have a new start, refresh. We shook it all up. Now what? Now how I want to do this. So as we say, Michael, touch eternity first. That's the practice. Make contact with the eternal peace. Make contact before you give yourself to the world of effects. So what goes out of you carries an imprimatur of the spirit. Now that right there, we can stop this whole interruption of your program right now. But I'm gonna keep going. Make contact with eternity first. Touch it, feel it, engage with it, align to it. So before we scroll, before the news, before we step out, before we give anything our attention, before we look and return to the past, before we meet people with their opinions, we shape ourselves, we mold ourselves into eternity, into the everlasting. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful to just know that we can tune our instrument that way and then move forward? It's almost like that simple deep breath and then move forward. Two truths about us. The image and likeness. This is a faculty we all possess. The power to think independent of any condition. Before time began, the great presence thought when there was no condition to think from. Pure creativity out of nothing but an idea. You carry that same faculty. You can return to that beginning and let a burst of creation move through your mind, tuning the instrument, coming from that place. Creativity is there. Clarity is there. Spontaneism is there. Joy is there. It's a beautiful place to come from, to be. It's a beautiful place we come from, and it's a beautiful place we be. So the presence itself, the very life of God, you are not only made in the image of God, we are also a life of God that's living inside of us. The vast presence that burst 4 zillions of miles of creation is the same presence breathing you, breathing your breath right now. Listen to that. Feel that. Breathe into that. Subtle joy, that understanding. Self-expression created moment by moment. What moment do we have? Where are we at right now? We're in the moment. And in this moment, we can be very deliberate of what we're aware of. Let's put aside the creating, just what we're aware of. If I'm driving, being aware of all the beautiful things that I'm witnessing. If I'm at work, being aware of being fully immersed in the moment. Not looking at the watch to see how much time I got left to go back wherever I come from. No, but to be fully immersed here, it's something we can play around for today. Remember, I interrupt your program just to give you a little bulletin report about the magnificent gift that I might be misusing at times. We were given the power to think independent of circumstances. Most of us might do the opposite. Thinking from conditions. I don't need to do that. I can be aware when I'm doing that and just do something else. Don't have to live by the circumstances. Don't have to live by what needs to be done. No, it's a beautiful thing to create. It's a beautiful thing to plan. It's a beautiful thing to have goals. But once again, we tune the instrument so we can play with all of that instead of being misled by all of that. We walk through the world taking impressions from everything and let those impressions decide our point of view and finally our entire experience. Why would you hand your life away like that? Behold, I make all things new. There is a newness available to you in every moment. So right now we have an opportunity. If you're still watching this, you have an opportunity to make this moment a new moment with all that you are and moving gracefully, powerfully through this lifestyle. How we connect. We talk about the quantum field, right? Eternity. Where time and space collapses. Where the mind of God is fully present. in this moment to moment, through the universal laws, of course, and we don't have to get too deep into it, we can take a moment, a couple seconds, and be in stillness. So as we got these three ways that we can use meditation, affirmative prayer, life visioning. Through meditation, we get to take a pause. Through affirmative prayer, we get to direct our attention, our thoughts to what we want or what we want to align to or what we want to prepare this vessel for. And the life visioning, of course, what makes us feel good. Not what makes us feel good, what feels good to do. My passions, what's that word? My aspirations. Things that I love to see within myself to do, that I'm proud of doing. Every time I do it, it feels so great. Why want to do anything else? Now, it takes courage to make a difference and move that way. It does take courage because we are conditioned to do it a certain way, to be trapped in a way of thinking in another format. In this Monday, I just want to interrupt the program a little bit and say, wait a minute, if there's something that might land, if there's something you can take, implement a little bit of action for it and see where that takes you. So the morning check. One question we can ask ourselves is, what am I thinking about right now? What has my attention right now? In this very moment, just think about it. What am I giving my attention to? Catch yourself as you're awake and move through the day. Before you decide anything, ask, is the news real I just watched thinking through me? Is someone else's opinion about me thinking through me? Am I already shaped before I even step out of the door? Notice that. Notice the source of that and choose again. Come back home. And where is home? Where is home? In the moment. This moment right now is right where we want to be. So as we sit, just for a couple seconds, even if you're driving, you can kind of just take a pause, set your intentions, and kind of say, I intend to stay awake and keep waking up through the day. I intend to know myself more completely as this day unfolds. I'll say that again. I intend to stay awake and keep waking up throughout the course of this day. I intend to know myself more completely as this day unfolds. Find the good, even in a hard day. Something good has happened. Don't deny the challenge. Feel it. Name it. Then place your attention on the good. There's no quantity in God, only quality. Focus on the good and your perception changes. Focus on the good even in a hard day. I think that would be the theme for today. Focus on the good even in a hard day. That's coming back to yourself. That's reclaiming your power. That's a fresh start that we have right now. Our birthright, our sovereign being. We have the ability to choose our perception. Meditation strengthens. Now remember, there's many ways to meditate. I do a lot of driving throughout my day. I'm meditating while I'm driving. I have a nice little sound system. I play accordingly to what I want to hear. And I move effortlessly and joyfully through all this. So if I might be stuck in traffic, it doesn't bother me. If someone might cut me off, it doesn't bother me. Because I have strengthened and I hold my dominion over my own mind. Listen to that. Now we talk about the sleepwalkers again, has no such dominion. Let's be aware. No judgment, no criticism. Let's just be aware where we're at right now. This is the whole presentation. Being aware where we're at right now. Centering this point of attention and understanding where am I playing from what state am I playing from right now. That's it. Whatever might be happening in our lives, whatever might be happening outside, I can still play fully and I can still be very, very equipped with the grace of God inside of me, which is always there in every single one of us, and move from there. So just sit. Let's get a contact high. Beginners don't frighten the surface mind with an hour. Beginners, don't frighten the surface mind with an hour. Start small. The longing will grow on its own. Sit for a few moments. A few become more. A longing arises. We make contact and we walk freely. Listen to that. What is freedom? What is freedom? To me, freedom is to be joyful in this moment. To be aware of what's happening within myself in this moment. To be compassionate for me and others in this moment. That is liberation for me. And from there, everything just unfolds amazingly. So once again, first align the instrument, touch eternity first, participate in the newness, and walk free. We got many themes here today. Touch eternity first, we align ourselves, participate in the newness, it's a fresh start, and I walk free, joyful, gracefully, independently from all conditions and restrictions and circumstances. God paves the way. Dios preparó el camino. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Enjoy yourselves in this moment. That is something that I just want to share for all of you. And remember, we are in this together. If something landed, share it in the comments. This is something that we will continue to do for ourselves and for others. That's what we're committed to here in Empowered Living. La vida es bonita. Life is beautiful.